Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Well, one of the Tigers' most consistent starters will take the mound tonight in Boston, trying to pitch the Tigers to a win on a nice night for baseball here at Fenway Park. We have Game 3 in this short 3-game road trip for the Tigers, featuring the Tigers and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba alongside Kirk Gibson. Glad to have you with us here for the series finale. Tigers have dropped the first 2 in this series, and Gibby, they've got to find a way to turn things around on the road.
They just haven't played very good on the road this year at all. You come into a stadium, it's different. This is a really different stadium. It's very hard to play. The Tigers have not played well in this stadium, and part of that is not just the field, but the team they're playing is probably the best they played this year.
All right, Andrew Benintendi is their leadoff man. He's had a really good series, but really is in a pretty good stretch right now, filling in for Mookie Betts.
Boy, he really is. He's got moved to the leadoff spot. His numbers are great since he's done that. 357, 4 home runs, and 10 RBIs. Got a really short swing. He's got great instincts. He runs. He plays good defense out there. He throws well, and he's got energy. He goes popo, oppo, and he pulls the ball into the bullpen right here. Just a very good, only 23 years old, a first-round pick in 2015, so he's come quickly for the Red Sox.
All right, now the good news for the Tigers is, as we mentioned a little earlier, one of the most consistent pitchers has been Matthew Boyd. He'll be on the hill tonight. His last start against the Blue Jays, we saw a better fastball from Matthew.
Yeah, well, last night we were talking about how the Red Sox hit the fastball with Blaine Hardy on the mound, and that's not Hardy's best pitch, but the best pitch for Matt Boyd has been his fastball. His last start versus Toronto, he threw 46 of them, got 12 outs and 2 hits. He gave up 2 home runs on his secondary pitches. But his fastball, he's just a little sneaky. He must hide the ball. He's riding it well. He's moving it up and down. So tonight he will stay with that best pitch, which is the fastball. His hard hit rate on that pitch is the lowest in Major League Baseball. So they're going to go a little differently tonight at the Red Sox for them to have a chance to win.
All right, Game 3 in this series just minutes away. After a short break to the Call Sam Studios we go. We'll check in with Mickey York. But coming up in this one here tonight, Kirk Gibson and Dennis Eckersley had a chance to sit down and rehash some old memories. We'll have part of that conversation throughout the broadcast tonight. Tigers Red Sox Game 3 next. up this 3-game series. Fox Sports Detroit and Nesson teamed up with Gibby and Dennis Eckersley. They talked about their lasting connection, respect, and friendship 30 years after the famous 1988 World Series home run.
We're connected. I mean, we're connected forever. I mean, we're like family. And the reason why I say that is because they've been calling me Gibson for 30 years.
I know they do.
Gibson. I mean, I've been living with this thing for 30 years, and it's gotten less painful as the years have gone by. It really has.
Well, I mean, let's face it. You had the most saves of anybody, 88 to 92, I believe. So your recovery years, you won the World Series the next year. You went into the Hall of Fame.
Thank God.
So I'd trade you.
No, I really do. I feel lucky that, that was a bump in the road, but that was a big bump at the time.
And we'll have more from that conversation throughout the course of the night here. Game 3 getting set to tip off from Boston. Here is the Tigers starting lineup tonight, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. For the Tigers, Jacoby Jones will lead off tonight, then Castellanos and Cabrera. V-Mark batting cleanup. Candelario is at third with Hicks behind the dish. Martin Iglesias Machado rounding it out. And Jalen Beeks making his major league debut is presented by MGM Grand Detroit.
This is the International League ranks right there. You see him first in strikeouts, 12.8 per 9. That's 35.4% of the batters he faces. He strikes out. Fastball's only 89 to 90. You can get up to 95, and we'll talk about him, how he's made a change since he's been progressing through the minors.
And his first major league pitch is a strike to Jacoby Jones. We are underway tonight here in Boston. Tigers trying to avoid the sweep after dropping the first 2 games. Here's the 0-1. It'll miss inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Just looking at him in his first 2 pitches. He's got kind of a slow arm takeaway, and then he comes at you quick. Little herky jerky. Slow. Boom.
High ball 2. He is 24 years old, out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. Former 12th round pick of the Red Sox. Now the 2-1 pitch, and Jacoby fouls it back out of play.
Well, anybody that just is in their first major league start would have an elevated heart rate right now. But I would think a pitcher might be about the biggest push you could get out of any position. Got to throw a strike. You're worried about hitting somebody.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Beeks strikes out the first batter he faces in the big leagues.
Let's take a look at the Red Sox starting defense. Left field, Sam Travis. Andrew Benintendi is in center field. JD out in right field. Sander Bogarts and Eduardo Nunez up the middle. Mitch Moreland at first. Rafael Devers at third. Blake Swihart is catching Jalen Beeks tonight.
Swihart has been all over the diamond. There was a time where he thought he might be let go by the Red Sox this year, but he is still here. And Castellanos takes ball 1.
Saw him working out at first base yesterday. He's becoming more of a utility type player. At one time they thought maybe he was a catcher of the future, but he's taking on a little different role. That's still a good role.
Swing and a miss. Saw Chris Sale there, who is not pitching in this series. Checking out the youngster, making his first major league start.
Go out with good composure, throwing the ball for strikes, locating.
1 ball and 1 strike. He was a big strikeout pitcher in the minors. 13 per 9, as a matter of fact, just about 13 per 9, but now he's facing a step up in competition. Nicholas 3 out of 9 in the series, and he just absolutely kills lefties. 2-2.
Doesn't look like he's going for a single. He's really feeling good. You're hitting almost 450 or so against the lefty. It does mean you're seeing it good. He told me in the knuckler the other day he was trying to hit every ball over the wall.
.95 that time from Beeks.
Yeah, that's kind of in the scouting report. Mostly sits around 90, 91, maybe 92. That's a 4-seamer where he lets it loose up to 95. See if he doesn't come with something off speed now. May double that fastball, and then he's going to try and get him with the off speed.
High fly ball left field, hit pretty deep. Backing up is Travis, going to the wall, looks up, it's off the monster. On his way to second, Castellanos will pull in with a 1-out double.
And he just came back with the fastball, I believe. The ball was away, and Nick just look at the reach and the extension right here, right on the outside corner. See the two-seamer. Nick hustles out of the box, and you've got to do it here in that wall. It can pop right off. They'll get you second base. Good communication there as Benintendi throws it in.
So here is Miguel Cabrera, and this is one area the Tigers have not excelled at in this series. They are 1 for 10 with men in scoring position. Got to get it done early here in this game, and a ball low to Cabrera. Seven for 17 for the Red Sox, just 1 for 10 for the Tigers. Boston winning games 1 and 2. Cabrera 2 for 7 in the series. Rolled foul, now 1 ball and 1 strike. Tigers had multiple chances to get back into the ball game last night. Bases loaded in 2 separate innings, but the Red Sox bullpen was able to finally get some big outs and close down 2 innings, and that's something Ron Gardenhire has spoken about. He's got to take, or this team has to take, some pressure off the starting pitching by scoring some runs. Quick pitch there, and he missed it high. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Looked like he's pulling out all the stops there. Beeks with the quick pitch.
Jeremy Rehak is behind the plate, and Mark Wegner, your crew chief. Tom Payne and DeMuro round out the 4-man crew tonight. Two one is outside. 3-1 now on Cabrera.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they pitched around him. Victor has hit a lot of balls on the ground and is a double play candidate.
Cabrera, .314 batting average. He'll foul it back out of play. By the way, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs tonight, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. Full count, 3-2. Tigers with a 1-out double here in the first by Castellanos. And there's ball 4.
Well, we thought this might happen. Beeks puts on Miggy, and the Tigers offense struggled in these situations. Miggy's, after a walk, 3 for 16. The Tigers are, so Victor will get a chance to turn that around.
Martinez is 0 for 7 in the series. Tigers trying to strike first here tonight. And a strike called. 0-1.
Watching all the Tigers take batting practice today. Miggy, Jacoby, Victor. It's just if you come to a ballpark early sometime, just watch the way these guys go about their business. But it brings back memories. It's so hard to duplicate in a game because you have the pitcher who's tricking you. But they're so much more relaxed, and it just everything. You know, they get up, they hit a ball off a tee just about daily. Then they do what they call flips, where a coach will get in front of them at say 10-15 feet away. Lloyd McClendon and Phil Clark would do a lot of that, and they flip it. So you kind of duplicate with the flips what you did on the tee. Then you go to regular BP in the game, before the game on the field.
Fly ball right field. That'll back up Martinez. Still drifting. Castellanos will tag at second. He will move up, but that is out number 2.
And just to finish that up, then you try and take it out into a game. You got Mr. Beeks out there trying to trick you and fool you and be deceptive. And right here, you can see the Nick's going to go back as soon as he sees it. It's going to be caught with 1 out. If that ball drops, you must score. He knew it was going to be caught. You see Miggy retreating over here. Lots of people moving on any diamond when the ball goes in the air.
So the Tigers now in search of a 2-out hit. And it's Candelario who is back in the lineup. Missed the game last night. Jammed his finger in his right hand in game 1 of the series. Had to come out. And Jamer looks at a ball low. It's blocked by Swihart. Candy was available last night if they needed him to play. They kept him out, and he is back in there this evening.
Lineup's different. They got Jacoby up there. Remember, prior to the injury, Candy was the leadoff guy against lefties.
Here's the 1-0, and it's in for a strike. 1-1. Gardy was talking about that before the game, and we asked him why Candelario is not leading off against the lefty tonight, and he feels that Lloyd believes that Jamer just not all that comfortable batting leadoff.
Still kind of young, putting a lot on him. Let him hit further down the lineup, less pressure.
Drill to left field. That ball is going to get down and go to the wall. It'll score a run. Cabrera is on his way to third. He will stop there. It's a double for Jamer, who gets back in the lineup with a bang. It's 1-0 Detroit.
Well, Tigers missed that. Perfectly placed. Jamer Candelario right there behind first and third. Quick inside. Beeks tried to come in on him. Candy got his hands in. He's learning how to do that. Made him pay. As the Pigeons go for a little cruise. Did you see that?
I did. They got out of the way quickly. Tigers with 2 doubles in the inning, and now they will try and tack on here with John Hicks. Candy's 27th RBI of the year. And maybe give you that's one more reason to keep Candy lower in the lineup, his ability to drive in runs.
I'm sure they thought about all the factors. But it certainly worked here in the first inning.
So Beeks will draw a very quick mound visit from his catcher Blake Swihart.
That's one.
The rookie is about to throw his 25th pitch here in the first inning.
Now reality sets in. Hopefully the Tigers can get multiple runs here and make this not just 1 run, but multiples.
2-0 on Hicks.
First base open again. Would he pitch around Hicks to get after Leonis, left-handed pitcher on left-handed hitter?
Soft ground ball, right field, base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Candelario to the plate, and he is safe at home plate. Standing up, Jamer scores. It's a 2-run single for Hicks.
Candy did a really good job in a secondary lead. Miggy had an easy score. Candy, good job. Look at good break there. Good rhythm. Good turn right here. You can see up at third base. Cuts it in real tight. He realizes just to run through is the best way. Miggy was standing there. Nobody giving him the slide. And he's in there.
You often talk about the importance of a secondary lead, and this is a great example right here. He just beat the throw because of that lead he had. And Lloyd's got to be happy. The Tigers with 3 early ones they were able to tack on after getting a quick one.
Well, just want you to understand what you control and then decisions that you have to make within this. We're going to bring this all to watch him right up here. He's going to be secondary. He's got a good jump right here. He keeps it in tight right here. When we get in here and slow it down a little bit, you can see the catcher is veering over to the left. Now you got to say, am I going to slide? Am I going to stay up? Or am I going to have contact? And right here, you're supposed to get a direction from your teammates. So I don't know. He probably saw the ball out of the corner of his eye. But that's a borderline have to protect yourself by initiating contact, but all worked out good for the Tigers. 3 runs here in the first inning.
And in the meantime, a couple of mound visits. Daniel Levangie, the pitching coach, had to come out. They're trying to settle down the youngster. Leonis Martin, the batter. Hicks, a 2-run single. He's knocked in 22 this year now. It all started with a 1-out double by Nicholas Castellanos. Swing and a miss. Hard sometimes to figure out if minor league numbers will translate into big league numbers or how they will, but Beeks came in with 13 strikeouts nearly per 9 innings in the minor leagues.
It's pretty safe. They're not going to, keep it up to that level.
High fly ball to left field. Backing up is Travis, still going back, turns on it, and that ball is going to carry into the seats. It's a 2-run shot for Martin. Leonis goes the opposite way. It's 5-0 Tigers.
That ball carried, didn't it? You get some good backspin on that. That's why if you can go to the wall, you do. High fly ball might have been an out in many ballparks, but not here. He's got that foot up long, low ball, right off the sweet spot.
Ball 1 missing inside to Iglesias, and a rocky baptism for Jalen Beeks, who gets up a 5 spot. Tigers still batting.
That takes the wind out of your sail if you're Beeks.
Homer number 8 for Martin. Two and 1. Tigers have 3 extra base hits in this inning. Popped him up first base side for Moreland, and that'll end the inning. Good start for the Tigers tonight. They score 5 times, and Matthew Boyd will enjoy a lead as he goes to the mound. One here at Fenway Park, and tonight's starting pitcher for the Tigers, Matthew Boyd, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Matt's got to treat it like a 0-0 game. It's good to have the runs, but making his 12th start of the season. Tigers have won 4 of his last 5 starts, and he currently ranks 9th in the American League, 207 opponents batting average against. He's throwing the ball pretty good. He's been really consistent.
Starting lineup for the Red Sox, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Benintendi, Bogarts, and Martinez at the top. Martinez hitting third and right field tonight. Moreland, Nunez, Travis, and then Devers, Vasquez, and Swihart Our bottom third of the lineup. So Benintendi will lead things off, facing Matthew Boyd. A nice 5-0 cushion to work with early on here. And Benintendi looks at a ball high, 1-0. 3 out of 10 in the series. Homer, couple of RBIs. Benintendi batting .296. One ball and one strike. 43 RBIs this year for Benintendi, who has really picked up the pace in the absence of Mookie Betts. Dustin Pedroia is out of their lineup as well on the DL. Now Boyd ready with heat 2-1. Inside, 3 balls and 1 strike.
It's right on the line there. Pretty close.
Bogart's on deck. Lefties this year batting just .152 versus Boyd. There's a high fly ball into right field and deep. Castellanos to the track, to the wall, and gone. Second home run of the series for Benintendi, and the Red Sox quickly get one back.
He hasn't given up a home run since August 6th of 2016 to a lefty, but Benintendi, he's been hot and in the driver's seat ahead of the count, and Matt Boyd threw him the fastball and he raked it.
That'll bring up Xander Bogaerts, who is also homered in the series. Boston came into this game leading the major leagues in runs scored, now 334. They are averaging 5 per game, over 6 per game here at home. 0-2 on Bogaerts.
I think that's Benintendi's second home run. He hit the other off the Tigers as well, off the lefty this year. All of his homers, other homers have come from the right-handed pitching side.
Yeah, he got Blaine Hardy last night. Sail outside, 1-2.
Well, again, is it heading the count and just looking fastball and this right down the middle. Look, he got a good swing. He hardly felt that one come off the bat. Ball is flying tonight.
Got him, strike 3. Bogaerts caught looking, didn't like it, but he threaded the needle on the outside corner.
Looked like he was looking for something off speed. Oakland University brings you the Tigers starting defense. Jacoby Jones, Leonos Martin, and Nicholas Castellanos from left to right. Jeimer Candelario is at third. Iglesias and Machado up the middle. Mickey at first, of course. John Hicks behind the plate, catching duties. Matt Boyd on the mound.
Here is J.D. Martinez. Three for 8 of the series for J.D. has scored 3 runs. And Martinez homered only once off a lefty this year. That was Danny Duffy of Kansas City.
I noticed that he's been getting the dingers off of righties only.
Martinez has settled nicely into Boston here after signing in February as a free agent. 20 home runs, 52 RBIs, major league highs. And really, when you look at it, Gibby, for so many years here, they had a couple of guys in the middle of their lineup at Boston, Ramirez and Ortiz. Ortiz was here for so long, and JD now has kind of been one of those anchors in the middle of their lineup.
Yeah, it definitely is. Adds a lot of power to their lineup, and also they're walking right here. It's not what you want to do, but got to be careful with JD. But he just lengthens your lineup, and he takes the pressure off many in the lineup, so you don't have to worry about carrying the team. JD's going to do that. He's been one of the best in the last 2.5, 3 years. He's come a long way. He was basically let go by Houston. Go anywhere he wanted.
Yeah.
Went to AAA in Toledo.
And hit like 11 home runs in a month.
Like he's doing everywhere he goes. Got a call up and an opportunity. Now he's in the driver's seat.
Mitch Moreland, the batter. It'll miss inside 1-0.
Tight zone tonight.
Moreland doing good work in their cleanup slot. He's hitting .302 for the year. He's also a very good defensive first baseman.
Likes the ball out over the plate.
Moreland 2 for 8 in the series.
He's got big pop, big boy.
Tigers having played to pull on the infield.
Good guy to double up.
Pulled foul. Look out. That'll rattle around the Red Sox dugout. Hey, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll be selecting the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's.
I was walking through those little cages down there where you hit that foul ball, and your cameraman are down in there. Gets on him quick.
Got to be awake. The 1-2. It'll sail outside 2-2.
Well, if you're not awake, you'll get woken up.
Boyd this year is 3-1 with a 2.48 at home, but he's 0-3 on the road. And his ERA is north of 4 away from Comerica Park.
A lot of moving pieces with the Tigers. Their defense and their offense, and there's some just their young team.
Swing and a miss.
And a boy.
Moreland is out of there, 2 gone.
So you're going to have inconsistencies in parts of your game. That Boyd comes back and gets Mitch Moreland right here. You can see a little slide piece off the body. He's out front.
It's been a great pitch for Boyd. Opponents batting just 169 versus that slider this year. Here is Nunez. Got an RBI in the series, couple of knocks, and made a great defensive play on Cabrera last night. That'll get through, and to the backstop it goes. Advance the runners. Martinez goes to second.
I don't know if he had a mix up or whatever it was, but it looked like Hicks was expecting. No, he just missed it. I don't know if he got crossed up and didn't anticipate it. But nevertheless, on to second. Goes JD.
One ball and 1 strike on Nunez. JD Martinez at second. A run in on the home run by Benintendi. That'll sail outside, just missed. 2 balls and 1 strike.
A lot of changeups this first inning from Matt Boyd. Trying to disrupt their timing of that fastball. Got to use your off-speed pitches to back and forth them.
Popped him up. Shallow center field. Martin coming in to retire the side, and the Red Sox will settle for 1 run. The Red Sox answer on the home run by Benintendi. It's a 5-1 game as we go to the second. Jalen Beeks, the starter for the Red Sox, making his major league debut through 33 first inning pitches. And now Machado leads it off as we go to the second. Dixon, then Jones, and then Castellanos. Line drive to left, base hit. Leadoff man on.
Let's take a look at our Comerica Bank game summary. It's an early one. Tigers scored 5 runs. Nick starts it off with a double. Miggy had a walk, and then Candyman with the double. John Hicks adds with the 2 RBI single, and then Leonis Martin was over the monster. The Tigers put 5 on the board, and that's highly productive. More productive than they've had this whole series in 1 inning. Well, it's welcome.
Yeah, a lot of smiles for the Tigers in that first inning. Jones 0 for 1, struck out to start the ball game, and here's that comparison.
Yeah, look at tonight versus the first 2 games. 5 runs. We've only scored 1 in the first 2 games. So Tigers off to a good start, but don't rest on your laurels. This, as I said it, the first 2 games, things happen quickly in this ballpark. You got to keep playing like it's tied.
Wave and a miss. 0-2 now on Jones, who is elevated to the leadoff slot. Beeks has only been 3 of 10 first pitch strikes so far in this game. The 0-2. Jalen played his college ball at Arkansas. In fact, was a teammate for 1 year, 2014, with his center fielder tonight, Andrew Benintendi. They were both Razorbacks. So was James McCann.
It'd be a pretty good team.
The 1-2. High, ball 2.
You really try and work up and in on Jacoby, especially when they get ahead. They just go up across the top. It takes a while. You got to learn to lay off that pitch or foul it off.
Foul that one off to stay alive. Jones last night snapped an 0 for 15 with a triple. Jacoby had a nice game in the contest last evening. Really one of the few bright spots for the Tigers. Single, walk, triple, run scored. Machado dancing off the bag, draws the throw.
Now I just want to go look at this swing right here. He just fouls it off. Got to work on that shoulder right there. That's what you have to do, so you can keep that in, and if that flies open, it's hard to get on that high one.
Foul back out of play.
Right next to us. I had that one, boy.
Well, last night you mentioned how it would be very difficult to get a ball in this booth. And we've had several close calls.
To catch a ball in this booth. They've been all over us, but if you stand up, I think you're asking for it.
Yes.
You might want to have different attire on.
And a strike call. You got him looking. And Jacoby's out of there, 1 gone. Time now for the Bernstein advantage as we look at the hot and cold zones here against lefties for Nick. There's a lot of red.
I mean, if you could get it perfectly up in there, perfectly down there, you got a pretty good shot. But if you make a little mistake right here, I'm sorry.
I've never heard a ball off the bat with that sound effect.
Well, the cover was a little torn. That's why you heard that whistle.
Gotcha.
Nick's seeing the ball good. Trying to hit it off the monster. He said every ball.
By the way, the Tigers had their streak last night of a double in consecutive games stopped. And they very quickly got a double by Castellanos in the first. They had gone 53 straight games with a double until last night.
I think the record was 75 or something, wasn't it?
Indians, I think, yeah, a while back. Yanked right to third, diving stop Devers. Well, that was another double if Devers doesn't get to that ball.
Good reactions. Now, I was reading an article about Devers. He's not hit well at all, but he's made plays like this. Very good defensively. He hit well here at the beginning of the season, end of the season last year, but the only thing he's been consistent is that right there. That was great reaction time, wasn't it? 21 years old.
2 gone. Great play by Devers. It'll bring up Cabrera. Miguel walked, scored in the first. Ball 1.
So we got a theme show coming up. I think it's the 27th against Oakland on a Tuesday. I picked my top 3 at every position. I was just thinking of third base there. It reminds me of somebody that I picked that made that play routinely. Got any guesses?
At third base?
Yep.
Well, number 1 has to be Brooks, doesn't it?
Doesn't have to be.
Well, sure.
It might be a good pick. You're going to have to watch the show.
By the way, that's Tuesday the 26th.
The 26th?
Yeah.
There, you got it.
It's going to be Brooks. I know it is. Actually, I don't know. I'm just guessing. It's Brooks Robinson.
He was good. I would give you that. But there are many others that deserve the crown as well.
Miggy looks at a high strike.
Going to have some disputes. I'm sure you're going to challenge me.
That is the fun of baseball, isn't it? Everyone's got their own opinion and their own way of looking at the game.
I know you're smart about it.
You know, you and I were going through a lot of your picks, and I really agreed on most of them.
Well, I mean, it's hard for me to pick somebody from the early 1900s, but I think I got a couple of the older players in there, at least in the top 3.
3-1 on Cabrera. 3-2 on Cabrera.
The one of all ones is going to be shortstop, though.
Well, you got a bunch of guys who can go there.
There'll be some disagreements there for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough about that. 26.
3-2. Runner will be on the move, and it's a ball low. It's another walk for Cabrera.
Well, I'm getting some guff here.
Hey, the 24th annual Negro Leagues tribute game is Saturday, June 9th. Tigers hosting the Indians at 4:10. First 10,000 fans receive a Detroit Stars cap courtesy at Comerica Bank. If you'd like tickets, call 866-66-TIGER.
As long as we're forward thinking, also I'll maybe talk about a long snowmobile trip in next February. So you want to get it on your calendar early, okay?
Talking about a broadcast that's going to happen 3 weeks from now.
Well, you got to get prepared early.
Here's V-Mart. That's in there, a strike. Well, young Jalen Beeks threw 33 in the first inning, and now the pitch count is up to 51. Trying to get the final out here, the second.
Well, he's primed right here for Victor to get him.
Oh, 0-2 on Martinez, who fly to right field in the first inning. Machado led it off with a single. Cabrera has walked his second walk of the game. Now the 0-2.
Tigers, all Tiger hitters, good 2-strike at bats today, fighting them off. When they make that mistake, you got to make them pay, like you did in the first inning tonight. Candy got him. Hicks got him. Leonis Martin got him. Cleaned up the bases, 5 runs.
Ball high to Victor, who did not offer. Beeks was the Red Sox minor league pitcher of the year last year. He won 11 ball games down in the minor leagues. ERA of 3.29. That time was split between AA, AAA, and then was having another fine year this year, prompting the call-up. Drew Pomerantz was put on the disabled list.
All the teams looking for depth right now in the starting pitching.
2-2. He's only 5'11".
Yeah, well, that's almost 6 foot. But in general, they like taller pitchers. 55 pitches, 32 strikes.
He lasted until the 12th round in his draft, which was a few years back, 2014. But many felt that his size was one of the reasons. And he just missed the corner there. Victor watched that ball all the way into the glove of Swihart. 3-2.
It's not that close, but the fans can't see from the side. But umpire that was way outside. Umpire is pretty tight. He's got a pretty tight zone.
So again, they'll be on the move here. 3-2. Another full count.
Keep going, Miggy.
Chop foul. Joe Vabra is the first pace coach tonight for the Tigers. Ramon Santiago back home with his wife, who is expecting. And so Mr. Vabra, a trusted member of Ronnie Gardenhire's staff, is down there at first base.
I always talk about this trail runner. You got first and second, 3-2 count. You see the brain trust.
Foul down the first base line, back into the seats. 3-2. The count stays on Martinez. Tigers trying to beat a team that has been really hard to defeat here at home. The Red Sox, one of the best home records in baseball, 22-8. And they lead in the American League East by 1 over the Yankees entering play.
They won like what, 10 out of their last 13, playing well. They lost a couple down in Houston.
And he walked him. That's going to load the bases. Back-to-back walks.
But look who's coming up again. Jeimer Candelario seems to be in the right spot tonight. Came up with a couple on his last at bat and scored him on a double. Quick inside. Tell he did a little scouting report and was ready. Where Boston was going to bring it inside. Kept his hands in, drilled it.
Tigers can apply an early knockout punch here, although there is a long way to go in this game. They could make it really tough on the Red Sox, and Jeimer looks at a strike.
It's going to be interesting. They let him off with the off-speed pitch because the ball he hit down in the corner down there. It was a fastball right in on his hands, and he pulled his hands in and smoked it.
To the shortstop on the backhand there, Bogarts. He'll go to second for the force. That'll end the threat. Tigers leave him loaded here in the second. Of the second, Menards brings you the big money encounter, and while the Red Sox absolutely rake against righties, not so much against lefties.
Well, the numbers bear it out. I mean, they're top against righties. Lefties are mid to late. But they treated Blaine Hardy not very nice last night. Tonight, so far, no runs.
There's a strike called. 0-2 the count on Sam Travis, who gets it rolling for the Red Sox. Travis, Devers, and Vasquez. 6, 7, 8 for Alex Cora. The 0-2. Boyd threw 22 in the first inning. The 1-2 offering. Chop foul. Last night, Blaine Hardy was good through the first 2 innings, and all of a sudden threw 32 pitches in the third. And the Red Sox started to wear him down a bit.
Matt Boyd's way over in the right side. Barely. Just got the toe right on the rubber right there.
Headed back out of play. It wasn't last night. It was Rodriguez last night. Their starter was way to the third base side of the slab as well, barely touching the rubber.
Well, I'm not sure exactly why. Part of the reasons are they can't get it to one side of the plate or the other. They do it for deception. Now, lefty, it seemed like it'd be easier on a lefty because you want to be behind. You'd want to be on the other side for lefty. 3-2.
Travis has gone from 0-2 to a full count.
Yeah, those are the types counts you got to get out of quickly.
And he ends up walking him, so the leadoff man is on. Well, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app, take Fox Sports Detroit and Tigers baseball with you wherever you go. It's made available by Oakland University. Leadoff man on here is Devers. Devers made a sparkling play earlier in the game. Hey, look who's here. Big Poppy's in the house.
Looks like he's staying in good shape.
Those are some red pants. They look good on you, Gibby.
Yeah, everything looks good on me.
That's driven to center field, a base hit. Single for Devers, 2 men on now for the Red Sox.
Gotta watch this. This is the first 2 nights the Red Sox have put a string of hits together. See a ball that's up, out over the plate. And Devers just takes it up the middle.
Boston last night had 12 hits in game 2 in the series. Now Christian Vasquez, who is DHing tonight, he caught the first 2 games. He's had a pretty good series. He's homered 3 out of 7. Although his season number is not all that good, 203.
Got to make good pitches right here. Try and get 2 outs, 1 pitch.
Boyd now with the 0-1. Sliced foul, 0-2. Tigers still trying to find some more depth out of their starting rotation, which as the season wears on is going to become more critical in terms of not blowing out the bullpen and wearing down the arms back there.
Yeah, they went through a streak where they played decently, but they really had to exploit their arms in the bullpen, and that catches up to you.
Swing and a miss, and Vasquez is out, one gone. Third strikeout for Boyd.
Here's a change up here, I believe. Something going down, maybe a slider. Out front. Finally gets it out.
Number 9 hitter Blake Swihart will stand in.
Really changing speeds right now is Matt. Seems like when the Red Sox have had these big innings, it's just they've hit the hard stuff. Jump it early, like that pitch right there. Get him thinking about that off speed, then use your fastball. Stay ahead of him.
Hicks can't stop it. It'll go to the backstop, and now the Red Sox will have 2 in scoring position. The second wild pitch of the night for Boyd.
You got first and second. If you're a catcher right here, you want to try and see. I just hit him on the thing. He couldn't get close enough. You want to get that chest over top. But hit the glove and bad carry him right there.
And a 2-0 count on Swihart.
Those hurt right there. Base hit here gets him 2.
Now it's 3-0. Top of the order lurking Benintendi.
Yeah, that's not a good option.
And he missed ball 4. He walked him on 4 straight, and now the Red Sox all of a sudden have him loaded. And Boyd now has 3 early walks in this game. Here is Benintendi. Up to an even 300 on the year with his home run in the first inning. Ball 1.
Gonna need a break here. Somebody's gonna have to go out and have a visit.
Boyd now is up to 40 pitches. Still only 1 out here in the second. Right back up the middle, could be 2. Iglesias, there's 1, and a double play.
Attaboy, way to hang in there and get that good pitch.
6-3 twin killing. Boyd needed that one big time. Detroit and Nesson teamed up with Gibby and Dennis Eckersley. They talked about their lasting connection.
You just see Tommy Lasorda, skinny Tommy Lasorda, running up the tunnel. I said, hit Davis 8, I'll hit 9. And he started to run away. He goes, yeah. He says, you stay here, because he didn't want me in the dugout. Like, would it really have mattered if you saw me in there? I mean, you're trying to get Davis on.
I made the biggest mistake of my life when I walked Davis. How did I walk Davis?
You never walked anybody.
No, it's incredible. Why did I walk him? I mean, I look back, I kicked myself almost more than the home run ball. But anyway, when you did come out of the dugout, it was like, they went crazy.
Well, that's one of the things in my affirmation. I said when I come out of the dugout, the 50-some thousand fans will regenerate me. I will not have any pain at all.
Well, Tommy Lasorda made the right call. That was our 1-800 call Sam call of the game, and what a special moment. And I think it's really neat, Gibby, that you guys are able to sit down here and have a conversation, and really kind of frank conversation. You guys spoke about a lot of things that, well, everything was on the table, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think, and he said that. Yeah, I can only imagine if I was on the other end. He handled it with class. He did go on and have a great career, go in the Hall of Fame, but he just, I think it is easier for him. We kind of kid about it now, and it's really kind of, the tough part's gone. So we're becoming better and better friends, and he's funny.
Really funny guy. Martin, the batter here.
Tried to get him to throw me one more round of BP, but he wouldn't do it.
The 1-1 pitch is lined to right field. That'll get down.
That corner.
It's going to go to the corner. Martinez trying to dig it up. Martin might go for 3 here. He's rounding the bag. He's heading to third. He's going to make it. Ball eluded the cutoff man, and so it's going to be a 1-out triple for Leonis.
So Leonis not hitting lefties very good this year, but he has great swings tonight. Had the home run his first AB. His legs have been bothering him. Here he gets going right out of the gate. And that corner goes down there. If you don't get it before it hits the corner, it can get by you for an inside departure. JD actually made a good throw. Looks like they took their eye off it right here, and he gets in there easily for a stand-up triple. I think he slid, could have stood up.
Red Sox will pull the infield in here. Another extra base hit for the Tigers. 2 doubles, a triple, and a homer. Iglesias trying to score him. Rolled foul. Here's where the Tigers need to take advantage here, try and build on their lead. A runner at third with fewer than 2 outs. Iglesias has been a guy that for the most part will put the bat on the ball.
Now we looked where Matt Boyd was. Beeks is over on this side. Matt Boyd was over on this side. So it's all to make yourself comfortable to get the pitch where you want it.
To left field, that'll get down and drive in a run. Iglesias on his way to second. Motors in with a double, and the onslaught continues against Jalen Beeks.
Yeah, we're going to have action now down there. They tried to come in on him. Iggy pulled the hands in, got in on him a little bit, but swing has gotten shorter. He's staying back much better than he was early in the year. Easy score for Leonis.
22nd RBI for Iglesias. Double and a triple in this inning. Machado's single did not score back in the second. 6-1 Tigers. Took something off there. Now the count is 0-2. Beeks had a whip of under 1 in the minor leagues. Walks plus hits per innings pitched, which is exceedingly good. High pop up down the left field line. Travis coming over, and he'll make the play. Iglesias will retreat. Time now for the Lowe's whole team together. The June draft has finally been completed now, and here's what the Tigers did in their draft this year.
By position player, you can see down there at the bottom. 2 catchers, 2 first base, 2 second base, 4 third base, 2 shortstop, 11 outfielders, 12 righties on the pitching side with 5 lefties. There's your first, second, third on top.
Casey Mize, as many thought would be the first overall pick, was indeed.
Is he going to sign?
That is your next big question for the Tigers.
I think the slots are around, is it $8 million?
$8 million, correct.
Pretty good day in New York City, isn't it? Headed there for, well, it was actually Jersey.
Strike call now. It's 0-2 on Jones, who has fanned twice in this game. Jacoby, one of the few guys that has not been able to get to the left-hander. He chased up top and struck him out for the 3rd time in the ball game. Tigers, though, get another run, 6-1. Dave Dombrowski and Bill Belichick hanging out in the press box here in Boston. Mario and Gibby here as well. And well, the Tigers needed something like this, Gibby. They got to Jalen Beeks early in this game and piled out some runs.
Yeah, it's a good start. We have to remind yourself, Boston scored a pile of runs. They're scoring like 7 runs a game. So you have to make sure that you don't let your guard down. You got to keep the rally and the roll going on. They've done a better job to get people on tonight. They're getting them in, and they've got to continue that.
Meanwhile, Matt Boyd loaded the bases in the last half inning, but found a way to get out of that jam, and they need him to go deeper in this game tonight because, as we talked about earlier, Gibby, that bullpen can be taxed.
Yeah, it has been. I think Gardy's trying to rest it, and he's also doing a few things different. He wants to see guys who excel in certain situations, and he's going to bring some new guys in if they're unable to do that. And they've already brought quite a few different arms in here. And sometimes you bring them up, and then you have to send them down and bring them back up again for them to get comfortable.
Well, he's got Bogarts, Martinez, and Moreland here in the third. Home run by Benintendi is their only run. The Tigers have a 2-run shot from Leonis Martin. Popped up. Shallow right field. It's going to be Machado. I don't think Nick ever saw that ball. He started back.
Well, we'll save that play and look at it a little later.
Here is Chevrolet's most dependable player. It's Matthew Boyd, who has the lowest opponent's hard hit rate this season versus fastballs.
You can see he leads the list you see there, and he's done a good job. And if you just look at that last at bat right there, out in front, throws the good changeup, deceptive, got him out front off the end of the bat. That's what you have to do. You have to keep changing it up. You can't fall into a pattern.
That ball drilled to left field, but right at Jacoby Jones. 2 away.
Yeah, if you look at this right here, Machado's going out. Nick doesn't look like he sees it. Now he comes in late. If you can, if you're an outfielder, you want to try and get all those balls. You want to try and, like when Nick's more comfortable out there, you want to get in there. I got it, I got it, I got it. Get him out of the way. Because I could see Machado was just kind of going back. He couldn't hear him. He was waiting to hear him. It's not an easy play.
Here is Mitch Moreland. Went around, strike 1.
Nick really has improved a tremendous amount since the start of the season, though. I know. But he learned. It's a daily learn. He had a tough one yesterday that he didn't handle as good as he wanted to. But the more reps, the more he will handle those with ease.
Well, how do you become a better outfielder? I mean, there's certain drills. It's just basically an experience thing. What is it?
It's a combination of experience, drills, hard shagging and batting practice, things that happen in a game, different conditions, different light conditions, different field conditions, the configuration, the dimensions. Now, the one last night, I promise you, if you look at, we'll look at the warning track down there by Pesky's pole. It's not consistently a shallow track. See, it's skinny here, then it gets wide here. So usually you're taught 3 steps and you're at the wall. Well, that's not exactly true. So
that ball hammered to the gap in right center. It'll get down and go to the wall. Extra bases. Moreland will go to second, and he's got himself a 2-out, 2-bagger.
My bad, got long-winded there.
Well, it's a point worth talking about, though, for a young guy trying to learn a position. This might be a tough ballpark to deal with.
It is, because you just don't realize, you start getting uncomfortable because you're not used to it. I mean, look at the gravel there. It changes all around this park, and these are little indicators when you're doing it. If you have to rush, you lose track of where you are, and it confuses and sometimes makes it hard to make a routine play.
Now Eduardo Nunez. Swing and a miss. Here are the dimensions of Fenway. 310 down the left field line, heading to the monster. And only 302 to that right field corner where Pesky foul pole is. The 0-1.
Well, if you look here, the ball's going to bounce this way, okay? If it hits here, it's going to bounce out this way. So if the ball's here, the center fielder's going to go, you got to come all the way over. You got to get on your horse.
So get back in the seats. 1-2 on Nunez. Little chopper to the right side of the infield. Machado charging. Quick flip is not in time. They called him safe.
I don't know about that one.
Right on the play down there was Mark Wegner, but almost assuredly the Tigers will check this.
Yeah.
He looked out.
Check it. Earmuffs. Machado was running a little bit the other way. not really even that close, is it?
No, it's not.
When you throw it, you try to follow your toss. But Machado was, had to run in and was going away from the bag. But he's out. Shouldn't take too long.
Ball in the glove, clearly.
Everybody knows it.
The runner did not touch the bag. Tigers are leaving the field right now. They're very confident this will be overturned, and here we go.
It would be something if they did something different here.
You're out. So Mark Wegner says that'll end the inning. Still 6-1, Tigers in the lead as we go to the fourth. They really have. Castellanos tonight, Mick with a double and scalded a ball in his last at bat. The Devers made a nice diving play on at third base. There's a grounder up the middle, more routine this time for Bogarts. And Castellanos always hustling down the line is out, one gone. It'll bring up Miguel Cabrera. Miggy has walked twice, has scored once. Tigers lead 6-1. They got 5 in the first off the young right-hander. Jalen Beeks making his first big league start. And they got another one against him in the third. Cabrera looks at ball one.
5 in the first. Boston got 1 back and 1 in the third. A lot of pitches thrown already tonight, and 7 runs scored so far.
Well, here we are in the 4th inning, and Beeks is already at 81 pitches.
Yeah, they're staying with him. They're going to make him get his work in. That's what happens when you win the first 2 of a series.
Mickey was walking out of the box there.
Yeah, he didn't ask for time, though.
1-2. It's a great point. The Red Sox winning games 1 and 2 in the series. I wonder how they would have approached it had they lost the first 2. There was a chance that Chris Sale could have pitched tonight, but they brought up the rookie Beeks to fill in for Pomeranz.
Yeah, no doubt, Mario. It has something to do with your thinking if you're the manager. I mean, part of the thing was to give Sale an extra day, Price an extra day, Porcello an extra day. So, you know, you got to stick with it, especially if it worked perfectly for them. Not that they were going to give this game; they're still in this game in their mind.
Three-2 is strike 3 called. Cabrera caught looking. 2 gone.
It's like Mickey was looking somewhere, looking for something else, got fooled right on the outside corner. See the 2-seamer right there? Almost right down the middle. Locked him up.
Now Victor Martinez.
Victor's 3rd plate appearance tonight as well.
I think, Kirk, and you can speak to this having been on the field, that there are ebbs and flows in the season. There are times of the year where you start to feel it a bit. Like this could be the time in June where the games now are starting to pile up along with spring training. Then you've got the All-Star break. You get a bit of a blow there, and you kind of retool for the second half. But Alex Cora was saying that he is feeling it right now, so he knows his team has to be feeling a bit fatigued, and that's why they're backing off their starting pitchers.
Well, different coaching staffs do different things. I mean, they show up early. Trust me. I know the Tigers coaching staff yesterday was here by noon for a 7 o'clock game, so they're here a long time. Many of them work out much the same players do before the game and/or, you know, after a game. So it takes its toll, no question about it.
Demart flies to left, and Beeks has his first 1-2-3 of the night.
between JD Martinez and Nick Castellanos. Well, here's the thing. You remember when JD Martinez came to the Tigers, 26 years old, after the Houston Astros decided to move on from him. Basically, he had to prove himself. Had to spend the month in the minors, raked there, came back to Detroit, and obviously made himself a household name, eventually earned himself an all-star nod during his 3.5 seasons in Detroit. Talking with Nick Castellanos, he said he felt like JD Martinez was one of the most focused players he had ever been around. And he said, I'm 26 years old. That would be like if somebody decided to move on from me and I had to adjust to a new swing in order to make it. He said, the one thing that I've learned from JD Martinez, it is anything is possible. He said, we know JD's a good hitter, and JD said, we've always known Nick can hit. So both these guys tearing it up in the American League this season.
Yeah, Johnny, and Ron Gardenhire yesterday, of course, was with JD Martinez last year in Arizona. Yesterday was saying the same things, how focused that Martinez was, and seeing a lot of similarities now with Nick Castellanos. Meanwhile, Travis lines one to left, one gone here in the 4th inning.
Jacoby's really got a nice break and good hands out there. That was not an easy play. He handled one earlier on a line drive out there. I was reading in a publication that Detroit's defensive zone rating from center and left field is one of the tops in the league. Martin and Jacoby have done a great job.
You know, Jones has walked into this ballpark and played the monster out there and left like he's played it all his life.
Yeah, I mean, those balls, they knuckle, they have backspin on them, they have side spin them, and you know, they have the wall behind you. He's handled it like he's been playing out there for years.
Rafael Devers is the batter. He singled in the 2nd. The Red Sox threatening to get back in and loaded the bases in the 2nd, but bounced into a double play.
And one of the reasons I say that, I mean, maybe it looks routine to many that are watching, because I know the feeling inside of my body on that same play. I'm serious. I mean, he's very talented to have those hands like that in that first step.
Meanwhile, 3-1 on Devers. Boyd has not had a clean inning yet, so maybe this will be it. Chopped foul. Got some action now in the bullpen for the Red Sox. Johnson, the lefty, is beginning to tune up because the numbers are really starting to pile up for the young left-hander. 88 pitches for Jalen Beeks. In the air towards center field, on the move is Martin. 2 gone.
Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. Matt Boyd, his task tonight is to shut this Red Sox team down, and he's done a good job. Looks to me like he's got a real good slider tonight. It's either the changeup, the slider. We thought it would be the fastball. He's used that, but the slider has been the swing and miss pitch. The big double play to end the inning there. No runs. Tigers up 6-1.
33% fastball, 33% slider so far for Boyd.
There was another. Mr. Snappy tonight.
Fly ball, shallow right field. Castellanos coming in, and Boyd has himself a 1-2-3 4th inning. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. Detroit is brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, for tires and auto service, everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Back here at the venerable Fenway Park, where the Tigers have a nice little cushy 6-1 lead here. And to the bullpen go the Red Sox in a wall-side windows pitching change. It's going to be Brian Johnson.
Yeah, Brian Johnson's allowed just once time in his last 6 outings runs, 2.25 ERA. Four-seam fastball 89, curve 75, slider 79, and the sinker does throw a change occasionally.
Jalen Beeks finished his outing with a 1-2-3 fourth, but by then the damage had been done. He threw 88 pitches before departing.
You'll see Brian Johnson, who we call arm side run, on his fastball and his two-seamer.
Jamer Candelario has a double and an RBI. Hicks and then Martin to follow. Swing and a miss. And Jamer is out of there. One away. Hey, Detroit Tigers Game of Thrones ticket packages are on sale now and include an exclusive Tigers branded Game of Thrones t-shirt and a ticket to see the Tigers take on the Rangers on July 6th. Go to tigers.com/GOT to purchase. John Hicks batting.
I think he knows what the camera is, doesn't he?
He always does. Fly to center field. It's going to be routine out there for Benintendi.
Time for the DTE Energy Know Your Own Power. Leonis Martin in the first inning goes big fly, and then in the third inning with the 3-bagger, he's had a good night off a left-hander. He's not batting well against lefties, but tonight he's on him. Easy triple right here, and he scored a couple of runs. 2 of the 6.
A 5-run first certainly set the tone early for the Tigers.
Leave the camera on there. Let's see. Put him on there. Let's see. Hi, guys.
Not sure I want to know what that means.
Okay, let's get off there. I feel like he might get up and break the camera. Again, I'm having another memory. A flashback.
Yeah.
I used to ask politely, could you please get that camera out of my face?
Yeah.
And one time in Chicago, I said, get the camera out of my face, and the guy just left it right there. So he called my bluff.
Yeah. Politely, I'm sure.
Well, he did. He just left the camera. I was either go do battle with the lens, which is about 50 G's.
So just to be clear here, you said to the cameraman, could you please get that camera off me? Is that what you're telling me?
That's how I remember it. No, it was a guy in Chicago. We had it. Donnybrook a couple times.
Swing and a miss.
Ooh,
and
Martin
gone. 1-2-3 inning for Johnson out of the bullpen. We shall go to the bottom of the 5th. Miggy having some fun here at the ballpark. So are all the Tigers. They lead 6-1.
For heroes, because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Back here at Fenway as we go to the bottom of the fifth. And Boston batting now 6-1 is our score. That ball drilled to left field is going to bang off the monster and roll away from Jones. And Swihart will go to second with a leadoff double for the Red Sox. Took a bad hop away from Jacoby.
Yeah, remember I was illustrating early. Everybody's got to surround it. Iggy went out there. Leonis, watch right here. He's way over here, so he's got to try and get over here. That ball's off the wall. You got to be running. Wouldn't have mattered. He's going to get a double anyway. He got over there a little late, but got it in. See it hit like on the edge of one of those little openings. Good communication by Martin right there to tell Iglesias that he had it.
Now, Jones could not have played that any differently. I mean, that was just a bad break and where the ball hit, correct?
No, I mean, there's those little cutouts where the numbers go in and hit one of those.
0-1 on Benintendi. He is homered and he is also hit into a bases loaded double play.
See, look at how that's standing out. See how that's standing out right there? You can hit right on one of those and just left turn.
Leadoff double for Swihart. Fourth hit of the game for the Red Sox. Popped up.
Stay in here.
Third base side for Candelario, who makes the catch. Let's bring in Johnny Kane.
Hey guys, well, Matthew Boyd did not factor into the decision Saturday against Toronto, gave up 4 runs through 7 innings of work. But he said in that game, you know, sometimes when he's throwing his slider, it can be filthy. Other times when it's not working so well, that, you know, other teams can do damage against it. Blue Jays did that. But as Gibby, you were talking about it, slider looks like it's locked in today. But he said even when I don't have it, that's a benefit of having, you know, 4 pitches that I can go to, 4 other pitches that he can go to. But tonight the slider has been a put-away pitch for him. So see if he can keep this sucker rolling, eh?
Absolutely.
Well, in that last start, he gave up 4 runs in 7 innings, so it wasn't like it was a terrible start for Boyd, just by his standards this year. Trying to pitch out of the leadoff double jam here in the 5th as Bogaerts steps in. Ball 1. Xander with a strikeout and a pop-up. I'll get away. Trying to advance, and he will. In standing up is Swihart. Another wild pitch, 3rd of the game.
Yeah, this is another slider, it looks like. One thing you want to do to catch, you want to try and get closer to that ball. Because it is in the dirt, they do bounce various places. You get down and get over closer to the ball, it has less of an opportunity to get off, get that top of that chest tilted down.
Grounder up the middle. Iglesias will get the out at first base. And the wild pitch allows the Red Sox to get a run in with 2 outs.
Let's take a look at our Xfinity high-speed pitch. And Boyd now 93 is the high, 67 on the low. Remember last year, he used to throw a lot harder. Remember we used to see 95 occasionally?
Yes, sir.
I think he's really understanding that the location is more important than the velocity.
Chris Basio has had that kind of an effect on him, but certainly he has been more consistent this year, not throwing 95. 0-1 the count on J.D. Martinez. 6-2 ball game now. We're talking about the slider of Matthew Boyd. He used it about 11% last year. That is up to 33% this year.
Yeah, it's something he's gained more confidence with. However, you know, when you start to get tired, you got to watch them to become cement mixers, and they get hammered.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. More from Gibby and Eck when we come back on their mutual respect from Fenway Park.
You know, the emotion that you had coming around second base.
Yeah, guys get on people for celebrating. I mean,
I
didn't
had no
mean to.
problem with that, but you did. I mean, you thought you were disrespecting me. I mean, that's the ultimate time to have an emotion. You know, that's why I have no problem with emotion. I was an emotional guy anyway. So for you to do something like that, I didn't think anything of it. So glad, and I'm so sad, man. Go get them. You know, I had no problem with it at all.
The first thing when we first met, I remember that conversation, as I told you, we didn't really talk that much prior to this. I just said, I want you to make sure that you understand anything that I say about that home run is no disrespect towards you, because I didn't want it to come off that way.
That was part of the conversation between our Kirk Gibson and Dennis Eckersley, who of course met in Game 1 of the World Series, and Gibby hit one of the more dramatic home runs in the history of the game and the World Series, and they got a chance to finally kind of sit down and talk about it. And just watching you two interact, Gibby was showing itself.
Well, I mean, you hear a lot of people discussing whether people are showing people up, and is that showing somebody up?
Little chopper up the middle. Bogart's on the charge, and Iglesias is out.
And that was way back in '88 that was happening.
Yeah, and I think that X said it the best. I mean, if you can't get excited about an event like that, then I mean, that's just not right. You've got to be able to show some emotion, and you certainly did.
But you can't really control it. It was just spontaneous, and I think some of it's spontaneous, maybe some isn't, but there's underlying circumstances that the two parties know, and that maybe it's different. Anyway, on with that. Now we're here in the top of the 6th. You know what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking?
How we got 4 innings to go with the lead. How are we gonna protect it? You know where we start, right?
We start from the back.
So you got where? In 9, you got who?
You got Shane Green in the 9th.
Is that just 1 inning or 1 plus?
Just one. You got Joe in the 8th.
Is that 1 inning or 1 plus?
I don't know. I guess it depends on the situation.
Maybe 1 1/3.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, now how about 6 and 7?
You're the manager. You tell me.
No. I made you the manager.
Ooh, really?
Well, let's have everybody.
All right. Well, let me ask you
watching.
this. Let me ask you this before I get to my answer. Where does Alex Wilson fit in here? The 3-1. He is active tonight, but do you put him in a high leverage situation?
I'm sure they're ready to. Yes.
Okay, and he's got the 7.
So we got Willie. So we've got Matt Boyd still throwing in the 6. His pitches are under control. So ideally we get Boyd 6 and 7.
Yeah, that would be good.
So
Machado's out.
just think of this. The first guy gets on, what do you do? If the first 2 guys get on, what do you do? Okay, do your thing.
Do my thing. First 2 guys in the 6th or 7th.
Got to start, because you got to start thinking about nothing's really going on right now, so
Okay,
it's a
so
good
in the
time to
6th.
slow the game down.
Okay, what if well, how many pitches did Coleman throw last night?
I think he had close to 30, mid-20s.
So
30.
he's not available, correct?
I'd say he's available for at least 1 hitter on a righty. Starting Moreland, Nunez,
Sopel is available.
Travis, Devers.
Right back to the mound. And Johnson has another quick inning. 1, 2, 3. We'll get back to this as we get to the bottom of the 6th. 6-2 Tigers lead.
Little things of the game, blocks. This is McCann right here. Watch how he gets his over and the chest is over top. But that's ideal. Tonight has been a little tough for John Hicks. He hasn't caught a lot. This one right here is a fastball, to be fair, in the dirt. He got his glove messed up right here, and then you get the little ground ball that allows the runner to advance to third, and they get a run out of it. Just some of the little things. It's not an easy job. Like I said, the one was a fastball at 50, say 7 feet. You don't know where it's going. But, you know, when some people tend to look back at games and they say, well, so-and-so made this mistake or that mistake. It's not really a mistake. It's just a little nuance of the game that you hope you can execute when it happens.
Mitch Moreland will get it going now here for Boston. We're in the 6th inning of this one. This is where the Red Sox have been at their best. The 6th inning has been their highest scoring inning, so Boyd hopefully can get through this one and then piece it together as we were chatting about in the bullpen.
He's at 79 pitches. Ideally, he gets through this inning and then into the 7th. I think he'd go 1+ with Joe if you had to. Depends how close it is.
Here's the 1-1. Well, the other thing that I would ask is, when do you as a manager start getting someone heated up? When the first guy reaches? 2 guys on?
Well, it changes from time to time. That's why I said to think about it during the commercial break, because the game's not moving. That's how you slow the game.
Right.
This is a Sparky Anderson thing. But Gardy's thinking, trust me, maybe he's already made up his mind, maybe he knows. Things happen quick. Now, and it depends on who you're going to. Like, say, Wilson, he gets ready quick. You know different pitchers take more time. So if you got a guy that's going to take more time, you're going to do it earlier.
Meanwhile, 3-2 on Moreland, a double and a strikeout. Nunez and Travis to follow here for Boston. Tigers scored 5 in the first. They have not trailed tonight. Swing and a miss. He comes back to strike him out. 1 gone. Let's bring in Johnny Kane.
All right, Mario, over here at the Green Monster seats one more time. I just met this guy, Brian, right here. He's marrying his college sweetheart from Boston College, Jen, coming up on June 23rd. So we're happy for him. Also, while we were here, we had an opportunity to go behind the Green Monster wall with Nico Gooden. We showed you a brief clip of this yesterday, but great opportunity for some of these young players to come here to an iconic ballpark, and we were lucky enough to have the security unlock the door for us, and Nico was able to go in and sign his name on the wall. Plenty of names on there, that is for sure. I was looking for Kirk Gibson. I'm wondering, Gibby, have you ever gone back there, and have you ever signed it?
It's in there somewhere.
Is it?
Long in the early 80s.
What about you, Mario?
I did several years ago, about, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. I can't remember now, but I tried to find someone really famous to sign my name next to, but you know, I saw Tony Gwynn in there, but there's just no room around Tony Gwynn. So.
Yeah. No, I understand. Actually, our our videographer, the talented extraordinaire, Kevin Goralewski, he signed his next to Ian Kinzer last year.
Nice.
He said that way I'll know where to find it.
Let's roll to second base. So Kevin is now a videographer.
That's what I like to call him. Yeah, he takes video, right?
He does.
He does well.
I mean, he takes pictures too, so.
Kevin's the best, man.
He's got a long title.
He travels all over with us, and he has to put up with us all, right?
That is true.
With a smile on his face.
Always smiling.
Well, he will take a road trip off every now and then, much to our chagrin. But that's okay. Don't worry about us, Kev. We're good. We'll handle it.
We'll be fine, Kev. Thanks, KG.
All right, Johnny, thanks. 2 gone here in the 6th inning, and Travis rolls it foul. A run in the first for the Red Sox, a run in the 5th, and that really has been all they've been able to do against Matt Boyd. Looking for his second 1-2-3 inning. Oh, 0-2 now on Travis.
88 pitches.
Boyd has gone as high as 102. He's done that 3 times. And that one just missed 1-2. So we get it out here, and Boyd probably has another inning in him. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Up top, 2-2. Now he's gone full 3-2 on Travis, with Devers waiting on deck. Boyd has retired 9 of the last 10 that he's faced. Tigers 6 runs, 7 hits. The Red Sox, who came in as the highest scoring team in the majors, 2 runs on 4 hits. pulled to third base on the backhand Candelario. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Matthew Boyd. On our way to the 7th at Fenway.
Been learning how to foul balls. And look at that pitch. It's nasty. It's inside. Fouls it off, and he lives for another pitch. Last night didn't work out. Tonight, coming in there again, and then he comes back. You're always living for another pitch. A pitcher makes a good pitch on you. You got 2 strikes on yourself. You just try and foul that ball off. Nick and JD Martinez have a similar swing path. Rod did a big thing on it in between innings for us. And they pull those hands in, and that bat goes straight down almost to the ground. They just get a piece of it. They're not trying to put that ball in play hard. So the one that didn't work out, but you did extend the bat one pitch.
Rolled to third base, Devers. Nick is out, 1 gone.
Now, you don't hear Nick break a bat very often. He just did. Now let's look at the side by side, Nick and JD. Nick starts a little earlier, but they're going to all get down at the same time. Watch the bat angle. See how it goes down. Look at, they keep that back elbow in, both of them. They keep it in really tight.
Now, is that a swing path that has to be natural to a hitter, or is that something you could or would teach?
That's part of the dynamic of a retooled swing. I mean, some it is.
Chop to third, Devers again. And Miggy is out. Time for a game break now, Mickey York. No, but the coffee still is #1 out there in Seattle. But
Boeing?
Yeah, they are at Boeing. They got that
They're
going
big out there too.
Yeah, they're really giving Houston now all they can handle. We saw plenty of that Seattle team. They're awfully good offensively.
Yeah, they are, and now you'd have to say Houston's seasoned, and they're both pretty good teams. One's proven, one's got a championship. Will it matter? We'll find out. Stay tuned.
Meanwhile, Brian Johnson has retired 8 straight here, coming out of the bullpen for Boston. There are the standings in the West.
Angels 4 out. Oakland's always at least around 500.
Swing and a miss, and Martinez down on strikes. 9 up, 9 down against Johnson out of their bullpen. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. Six earned runs to the game. Leonis Martin got him for a 2-run shot early. Has also tripled in the game. And well, Matt Boyd's been the rest of the story for the Tigers. He has done awfully well as he answers the bell here in the 7th inning. And Gibby, this is something I think that Ron Gardenhire really wanted tonight, trying to get Matt Boyd through 7 innings and give the bullpen maybe a little bit of a rest.
Absolutely. And after he got through 5, we started talking about what is he going to do. He went, Gardy and Bazio were talking. They do have Alex Wilson is up in the bullpen right now. So, you know, the wheels are rolling. He's going to go with his best guys right now. This Boston team, they know that they don't give. And they know that they have the potential to score as many runs as anybody in the league. So he's got Joe, he's got Greeny set up for 8-9. We got to get through the 7th inning here, and hopefully it all works out.
You know what also helped tonight? The Tigers got 5 on the board early here in Boston, and that, I think, takes a lot of pressure off the starting pitcher. As Boyd gets him down on strikes 1 away. I mean, that 5 spot in the 1st inning, I think, was huge tonight for a team that struggled to score runs in this series.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It
and
has.
you know, maybe that'll get him. It got him loose, and it certainly looks like it helped Matt Boyd. And it's gave him a little bit of a cushion in case they needed it. Now they got a 4-run lead here as we go into. We already have one out here in the 7th, so had to play good D and just take care of business. Advantage Tigers for sure as we stand now.
So here is Vasquez. Seven straight retired by Boyd. He has just fanned his 6th of the night. There's Alex Wilson tuning in the Tigers pen. Just activated off the DL. The 0-1.
Now on that first strikeout, we were talking about how important it is to block. You got to strike him out right off the front of the plate. Look at Hicksy. Gave himself up, got the arm out there, took his time and made a good throw. So it works both ways. I mean, he knows that one bugged him, I'll guarantee it, and a good stop right there. You know, with the team so good as the Red Sox right now, you just can't really give them any opportunity that they haven't earned.
Vasquez DHing tonight after catching the first 2 games. He's 0 for 2 strikeout flyout. Three and one.
That's the century mark right there. First inning was his toughest. Can't walk him.
Too shy of his season high of 102.
Gardy goes to the pin right here. He'll run as many out as he has to get out of this inning. He will piece his way through this inning, knowing he's got Jimenez and Greeny.
Ball 4. So the walk will give the Red Sox a base runner, and that's going to be it for Matthew Boyd.
I guess he asked that question, didn't he?
Yep. He has signaled to the bullpen where Wilson is warming up. So Boyd will go 6 1/3 tonight. Wilson, fresh off the DL, comes trotting in. And we'll step aside. Pitching change here in Boston.
Game, Matt Boyd just came out of the game after 6 1/3 innings. Thought he was going to use the fastball a lot. It looked like the slider became his pitch. 6 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 walks. He had 6 strikeouts. Then he went to the curveball in the dirt. Good block by Hicksy. And he's handed it off to Alex Wilson.
Wilson makes his first appearance since May the 7th when he threw in Texas. Plantar fascia problem.
Ball side windows pitching change. This is 18th game for Alex. 5 holds so far. Welcome back.
Ball 2 missing high to Blake Swihart. 1 on 1 out. The numbers right now on Boyd, responsible for the man at first. He was able to pitch around for the most part. 4 walks in this game, allowed a home run to Benintendi in the first. Here's the 2-0. Ground ball, diving stop, Cabrera. He'll take it himself for the out. Nice job by Miggy.
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't fall down, he would have had a play at second, but he quickly reloaded and said to himself, take your out, take your out. This is exactly the right play. Just take your out. Don't try and throw it away down there. The runner The closer that runner gets to the bag, the harder it is to find a lane to throw it. This is a smart play. Tigers have 2 down here in the 7th.
Now Benintendi. More action in the Tigers pen. Jimenez in case Wilson needs some help here in the 7th.
Yeah, Gardy, he's not going to wait and get in trouble. Get one in, warm another one up. Came in there with a little cutter inside, didn't he? Moved his feet. It's no cliche in baseball. Move his feet. Don't want to be comfortable in that box. Had a solo home run in the 1st, did Benintendi.
Rolled foul. Red Sox this year have swept 5 separate series. They are trying to do the same here tonight. Tigers have other ideas with a 6-2 lead late. Tigers back home for Cleveland and Minnesota on the next homestand. Couple of divisional opponents. Now they 1-2 on the ground, knocked down by Iglesias. Quick throw, got it. What a play!
Woo-hoo.
Jose Iglesias has been spectacular this year, and that was an unbelievable play. Ranging left, he got a piece of it. Benintendi's out. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire.
But the 8th, good play by Jose Iglesias over there in the shift. I don't know how he throws from these angles. Look at this. He just takes a dive and barely gets it. He locates that ball and throws it to get the speedy Benintendi. That preserves the 6-2 lead.
There were 2 really good plays in that inning. The play by Cabrera could have been a double down the line, and that play would have at least extended the inning. Here's Candelario in the 8th.
I would have to add this one here is definitely a gem. Look at it. It's right off the tip. The ball, how does he locate it so quickly? He falls on it and then throws it from his knees underhand. He gets enough on it to let Miguel take care of it. Now the strikeout that he had to begin the inning, we were talking about the blocks. I loved the block by Hicks on that. That was on Devers. Just the little things. Take care of it. Don't take anything for granted. Don't give these guys a chance.
Brock Holt has taken over in right field for J.D. Martinez.
Something must be wrong with J.D. because he's due to hit next inning. That doesn't add up.
Candelario watches one bounce in. Now 2-2 on Jamer. Double in 3 at bats for Candelario. Johnson came on in the 5th inning and has retired 9 straight.
He's got a good breaking ball. He's gotten a couple of the Tigers with it. Big break and good depth. There's another one.
Tigers have led all night. They scored 5 in the first. They lead 6-2. Drilled to left field, a base hit. Leadoff single here in the 8th inning for Jamer. Sunday, June 10th, Tigers take on the Indians at 1:10. It's Negro Leagues weekend. Come out early to see the Tigers honor Torrey Hunter, former Tiger Torrey Hunter, a special pregame on-field ceremony. If you'd like tickets, call 866-66-TIGER and go to Tigers.com.
I tell you, Torrey Hunter was one of those guys that brought a team together. No nonsense. Was taught the right way. Was teaching others the right way. And I was talking to Gardy about him. When he had him in Minnesota, he was the best, and everybody that had him here says the same. Tigers really missed him when he left.
There's a strike call, and of course, who was in this ballpark in 2013. And Torrey famously ran into the wall in right field on a big home run that sunk the Tigers' hopes.
He went over it, didn't he?
He went over it, yeah, flipped over the wall.
Well, some can speak up and may not be respected, but when Torrey spoke up, and he earned it, like I said, he was taught by some really good players before him. I think Paul Molitor was over there, and he was one of them.
Look who's still out there.
He's been there. It's this protector, this policeman. He's been out there how many years?
Lots of years. We don't know exactly how many, but he, of course, was the officer that once Torrey flipped into the bullpen. Did very little to help him.
Peanuts or pistachios? Peanuts. Just chew the whole thing up. Who does that?
Not me. 1-2 is flared to right field, base hit. Candelario hits the bag at second. He'll stop there. And John Hicks with his second hit.
Tigers are quietly trying to add on. Be up to Leonis to keep it going.
So Johnson had retired 9 straight, 3 straight 1-2-3 innings, but the Tigers are on him now with a couple of base hits here in the 6th, or the 8th rather.
No action in the Boston bullpen.
Leonis really had a big hit early in this game, a 2-run shot off the starter Beeks, then made it 5-0 in the first. Tigers tonight 3 out of 7 with runners in scoring position. Much of that was early in the game in that 5-run first inning. Here's our Ram pick the stick update tonight. Got a couple of big performers. Simo's got Candelario with 3. Nobody had Martin.
So he's off the board. Let's see. Johnny
big night.
Extended his lead on me. It's got a feeling it's going to come down to it. Somebody's going to make a move, and it may be me. Count me out.
Are you
talk
on the
some
top,
trash.
Are you on the top row of the standings?
No,
or the
I'm
bottom
last
row?
right now.
Oh, you're last.
I've been having a hard time staying in positive territory.
I didn't know you were last. Swing and a miss.
That's brutal.
Really, I didn't.
That's the mental jab.
1-2 on Leonis.
You're gonna get yours. You know, it seems like I'm having a flashback about a year ago. You were in the lead. How did you finish?
Not in first.
Petered it out, didn't you?
Yeah, I still finished ahead of you, though.
Who cares if you're second? You're the best of the worst.
I'd rather be the best of the worst and the worst of the worst.
I'd rather win or not.
Martin goes down swinging.
Got a regular family feud going right here.
Hey, the 2018 FIFA World Cup is coming to Fox and FS1 with every match live and over 300 hours of coverage. The world's biggest sporting event is just 7 days away on Fox and FS1.
Put a big impact right here, Iggy. Come on, put the tags up and give a little lateral positivity towards my pick stick.
Good pickup.
That gets there quick down there in the corner. Got that dirt right there. You wouldn't count on a great hop on that track.
Got to have some skills to be a ball boy or ball girl here in this ballpark, but as quickly as that ball gets down the line. She scooped that one up nicely.
Oh, she got her hands in her pocket. She got a glove on?
I think so.
Better be ready.
She's not in a ready position. Line drive to right field, base hit. Charging on the play is Holt. Here comes his throw to the plate, and it's not in time. Candelario scores. Tigers get another run as Iglesias knocks in his second run of the night.
Attaboy is good. Good tag up, or good tag on the runs right here. Out around, touches the plate. A little bit of emotion there, huh? Candyman. He runs better than you think Candy does.
I would agree. He's not a burner. He's not going to be a big base stealer, but he runs the bases pretty well.
Good underway, and he'll be able to learn, I think, how to take a base, like a stolen base, if they really are blatantly giving it to him. He'll learn a couple tricks along the way. He's a young player.
Now Dixon Machado with one out, a run in. Single and 3 at bats, more action in their bullpen. Velazquez, the right-hander, is starting to tune up. Swing and a miss. Hector Velazquez has not appeared yet in this series. Bouncing ball to short. Bogarts will go to second. There's one, and not in time. Really wasn't hit all that hard.
Thought he was safe. Tell you, it's a bad feeling when you hit a ball like that. You got to really get on your horse. This doesn't take long for these guys to turn this over. He's definitely in there.
No challenge. That'll bring up Jacoby Jones, who is 0 for 4 tonight. He has fanned 3 times.
And swung at a lot of good pitches. Jacoby hasn't. They've been pounding him inside in elevation. This game ebbs and flows. Hicks on third, Machado on first.
Oh, 0-1.
Played good defense tonight, Jacoby has.
Tigers big tech on run here as they score one in the 7th, looking, or make it the 8th, looking for more here with 2 outs. And Jones looks at a ball outside, 1-1. So the Tigers now have double digits, 10 hits. One and 2. Tigers have done a good job tonight of keeping this crowd out of the game.
They have. They've done a real good job of that.
Red Sox haven't had too many chances.
Any have left already.
2-2 now on Jones.
Kobe laying off of those. He swung at a few of those earlier in the game.
Swing and a miss, and Jacoby strikes out again to end the 8th. Tigers get a run. When we come back, more from Gibby and Eck. We'll find out that Gibby was a really fiery player. Didn't know that.
There's only a few occasions that we talked after that. I was on the mound. I hit you accidentally, hit you in the wrist, right on the wrist, and you were pissed, and you went to first base. And I turned to you and I sort of like saying, I didn't mean it. Sorry, man. And you looked at me. And you don't remember this, do you? You looked at me and you said, if you say one effing word, I will kick your ass.
You think I would have?
I don't know, but I went, oh, okay. And I turned around.
Well, if you'd like to hear more of their conversations, stick around Tigers Live postgame. And if you'd like to watch it in its entirety, visit our social media pages or go to foxsportsdetroit.com. You can see the entire conversation. Believe me, it is very, very entertaining.
Embellished. I would never say that.
No, that was not embellished. I don't think one bit.
Does it matter if it hurts that they did it on purpose or not? Think about it.
No.
I was some ornery sometimes.
Bogarts leads it off. 7-2 Tigers lead. Joe Jimenez is on for the Tigers here.
Well, Gardy's going for the jugular. A wall side windows pitching change. Joe Jimenez, 33rd game. Gardy's done a good job probably over the last week or 10 days of giving him much time off, trying to get him to regroup. He was throwing the ball good, but he wants to preserve that. Doesn't want to wear him out early in the year. Oh, did he?
Negative. So says Mark Wegner.
This is almost, I mean, the game is 7-2, but you're in Fenway Park. You don't want to put another pitcher in. You want to shut him down. You want to give him anything. You put your best pitcher out there right now. And hopefully he can get through it with a quick inning. It'd be perfect for Big Joe.
Popped up. Middle of the infield, and it's Iglesias. Man, that thing was hit a mile high.
It looked like it was right in our window to start out, didn't it?
One gone. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica, your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. One away here in the 8th, and now it's going to be Brock Holt getting his first at bat. He took over defensively for J.D. Martinez last half inning. That's pulled on the ground and through onto the reach of a diving Dixon Machado.
Guy rakes.
Holt with a 1-out single. Now Mitch Moreland.
He's scrappy, isn't he?
He is a scrappy player.
Right off the bench, hitting. Knew he was going to try and get that fastball before Joe got to the slider.
Moreland has a double tonight. Ball 1.
You know, one of the things you're trying to develop really a closer in Joe. You want him to have the capability of doing it. If Greeny's here, he may be down today, so you want Joe. He's got 1 save this year. But one of the things about going into a 7-2 game rather than say a 3-2 game is you have to learn to get your mentality to a 3-2 game. You got to pitch this. You can't just say, well, I'm just going to throw the ball. You have to have the same intensity. So this is a little different. Good block by Hicks right here. See what he got over in front of that, got a piece of it. Several balls have hit in front of the plate tonight. Tiger catcher.
2-0 on Moreland. High, ball 3.
Don't even worry about the runner.
Nunez waiting on deck. Tigers got a big run in the top of this inning on a single by Iglesias to knock home Candelario. .30 is a strike called right at the outer edge.
Doing my balance exercise over here, sorry.
How you doing over there? Don't fall over the
I gotta
window.
move. It's so roomy up here. You get moved, we gotta get ready. We have to pinch hit.
3-1 on Moreland. High, ball 4, and now the Red Sox have 2 on, 1 out. What do you call this exercise?
It's a stretching exercise.
Just
Busting me out.
Don't lean forward. Well, you brought attention to it.
I did bring attention.
You said I'm just stretching over here. And so naturally
Well,
the camera's going to come to the booth when you say that.
Go their leg. Oh, it's because I was told that I was being spied on. I get a little edgy right now. We get this part of the game. Just sit for a while. I got to get moved around.
Well, let's get a ground ball here from Nunez. Ball 1. Joe retired Bogarts for the first out, but then a single and a walk.
One more ball, he may get a visit. But again, this is just imagine what's going through Jimenez's head right now. Just think he's going to come in. All of a sudden, he's got 2 on and a 5-run lead.
Fouled away. Reached back at 97 that time. What are the innings like right now for Ron Gardenhire in this ballpark, even though you have a 5-run lead late?
He'd like it to be quick like the last inning.
Guts have to be
He's
churning.
grinding. Yeah, he's grinding. There, it happens every game.
Back up the middle and into center field, base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third base, and now they are loaded up for the Red Sox. 2 singles and a walk.
There's a slider up, and he just gets it off the end of the bat. Here comes a visit.
Hey, the Tigers welcome the Indians tomorrow night at Comerica Park. Game coverage begins at 6 with Tigers Live right here on Fox Sports Detroit. The Tribe coming in. They were off tonight.
Been playing better, haven't they?
They really have. And now the conversation will be broken up. They are loaded up with 1 out.
Still a double play away. Want to make sure that you don't try and make anything crazy plays. Just make sure you get out by out. You got a 5-run lead. So you got a run to give here or there, but not a homer.
Holt, Moreland, and Nunez, the base runners. Travis looks at a strike. 0 for 2 with a walk for Sam Travis.
Probably go to the slider, fastball in.
Fastball away, missed again at 97. So the fastball for Jimenez is pretty firm here tonight.
Yeah, if you look at it, he's yanked most of them. They've all been away to the left-handers and away to the right-handers that he's missed.
Swing and a miss.
Look at the sac fly range right here. Everything in front of the red will be a no-go. Everything over the red. It depends. If it goes to Martinez, they'll probably extend that back a little further. You can see they have it adjusted already.
Swing and a miss, and he dusted him. Down goes Travis. Big strikeout there for Jimenez.
Yeah, I think Joe said, I'm not going to get creative here at all. I'm going to use my best pitch. He hung the slider to Travis. Not this time. That was to Nunez. He hung the slider to Travis. He just went right after him. 97, 97. That'll leave it up to Devers.
Ball 1 to Devers.
He hasn't been swinging the bat very well at all. Let's keep it that way.
217 with men in scoring position for Devers. Fouled away now. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I mean, Joe's really firm. We really haven't seen anybody pull one off him after the fastball. They've all been 97. I think you maybe just leave it away. Come in occasionally. You don't want to hit him. You got to really have confidence in that slider to throw it now because it takes a lot off. Maybe speeds the bat up to the hitter.
One more fastball there from Joe. Keeps pumping in 97.
And really where you need to throw the slider here is in the dirt. I don't know that you want to risk you're taking a bad hop and can't stop the ball.
One and two. Just got a piece of it and snuck it out of the glove of Hicks. Joe's not messing around right now, is he?
No, well, he's just reeling back, giving everything he's got. Almost had it. Menace seems to have a good demeanor, doesn't he?
Got him, strike three. Devers caught looking at 97 miles an hour. Joe Jimenez leaves him loaded. Strikeouts of Travis and Devers. And it's still a 7-2 ball game at the end of 8. All right, guys, thanks. We've got a wall side windows pitching change, and on to throw now is Hector Velazquez.
ERA of 2.05, four-seam fastball, about 92, a change, slider, and a splitter.
And Velazquez will face Castellanos.
Change cuts and dives. So he does something a little different. We'll look for the grip.
Velazquez out of Sonora, Mexico. As Nick fouls that one off. The The Red Sox purchased his contract from the Mexican League a couple of years ago. Spent some time on the DL this year. Low back strain. Did he go? Did not. Nick, a double in 4 at bats. He doubled in the first to get the 5-run rally going. .332 batting average. Tigers player of the month in the month of May.
Pulled the ball more tonight. Lined 2 ground balls to the left side of the diamond and also lined its left fielder.
Went that time. Down he goes. 1 away. It is a whole new ball game with RBI Baseball 18. RBI Baseball 18 delivers all new franchise mode and much more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone. Here is Miguel Cabrera. He's got a couple of walks to his credit tonight, plus a run scored. Miggy looks at a strike.
Miggy a couple of walks, like you said. Struck out once, ground out. We're going to do some side-by-sides of Miggy in upcoming games. A couple of years ago, little changes. When you get older, you kind of evolve. You have injuries, new things happen. Got to recreate your swing. Different keys.
Shane Green warming up in the Tigers bullpen. Swing and a miss.
Well, ideally, you could get through this game without using your best guys. They need an inning, number one, regardless. But it is Fenway Park and it's the Red Sox, so you're playing the best team in a run-scoring park. So you don't mess around. You don't say, "Oh, I'm only going to use Green within a safe situation." No, you get what you can get, no matter.
Got a chance to close this one down. It is a 5-run spread. Here is who is due up for the Red Sox. 8-9-1 to face Green. And so while it will not be a safe situation, Tigers certainly want to get out of town with at least 1 win.
A lot of time in between pitches. It just seems like the pace is always slow in here.
Chop to the third baseman Devers. He's been busy tonight. Cabrera is out 2 away. It's going to bring up Victor Martinez. V. Martin is 0 for 3 with a walk. Tigers came into this game 9-20 on the road. They're 3 outs away from getting their 10th road win of the year.
It's good to add to that for sure. They'll be flying home after the game tonight and get in late. Game tomorrow.
Yeah, that's one thing the Tigers are trying to do right now, and that's get to Monday. They've got an off day scheduled on Monday, which they will desperately need. They are playing 18 straight games without a day off. Not only that, but you got Cleveland coming in, then Minnesota coming in.
Your division. Big to win those games. I said earlier, Cleveland's playing much better. Not that we need them to do that. We've had a tough time, although the Tigers did win a series off them this year. Cleveland 32-28. Tigers 4.5 back going into the night. Tigers have been okay against the Central, 12-14. National League, where they usually excel, has not been good, 1-5 this year.
Strike called to the outside corner, and Martinez caught looking. And a 1-2-3 inning for Velazquez. Here comes Green for the bottom of the ninth.
Pulled this out and did a little side-by-side of Miguel, just trying to figure it out. This is 2012 on the left. This is tonight on the right. Just take a look. We're going to stop it right here when he gets down here to contact. We stop it right there. This looks like the hips right here a little freer. He's still locked up right here. Go ahead. More extension, but you can tell Miggy on the right, he's just a little off. His timing's not there, a little lunge. I'm sure that, you know, they do this all the time. And we just put that together real quick as I was talking, and then thought we'd show you. We'll refine that as we go along. Rod will be in tomorrow, and maybe he'll pick it up this weekend.
Shane Graydon, meanwhile, coming in here in the ninth inning in a 7-2 game. Cabrera on the left in the screenshots we were showing you there. That's when he was winning MVPs, back-to-back MVP awards. Won the Triple Crown.
Well, Miguel is such a good hitter. I don't think he would probably approach it like I would. I might be more technical and look at stuff like that. I'm sure his hitting coaches are looking at it, and they make, but it's really dangerous to pull yourself in there in the middle of the season and start getting too technical.
Fly ball center field off the bat of Vasquez, and it settles into the glove of Martin. One out. Here are the upcoming matchups presented by Wallside Windows. We mentioned the Tribe coming to town. This will be a good one for game one.
Power against Michael Fulmer. Michael's due. He's due for a beauty. Trevor Bauer's got good stuff. You know, you could get to him. Sometimes he's on, but Tigers have played Cleveland better this year. But nevertheless, really important games upcoming in this next series and beyond, all within our division.
Well, it's going to be good offense for Cleveland, but you're right. I think Michael really needs a good one tomorrow. Get back on track. Swihart looks at a strike.
What Michael needs is what Matt Boyd did tonight. He came out and he got the 5-run lead. That formula works, but he just shut down Boston. He found out what was working. He used it. He kept them off their He kept them off his fastball. He never let the couple times they had a couple guys on. He got the double play on the one, and he shut him down on the other. Somebody's got to make a play. Somebody's got to make a pitch. That's how you beat good teams.
You will hear from Guardy and all the Tigers on the post-game show. Tigers Live coming up. After Greeny puts this one away. Here's a high fly ball, center field. Easy play for Martin. 2 gone. Also coming up on Tigers Live, more from the conversation between Kirk Gibson and Dennis Eckersley. They're not just reliving 1988. They talk about a wide range of things. So you want to make sure you tune in for that.
I know some don't like the fact that Dennis and I actually get along. But it's what happens when you get old, right? You get a little mellower.
You do, no question. 2 outs now, and a strike called on Benintendi.
And appreciative of, you know, others' efforts, I guess. There was a time when I was ruthless. Didn't care, just was on a mission.
Benintendi homered in his first at bat. Tigers jumped out to a 5-0 lead with a 5-run first. Greeny calling for Hicks.
What's everybody booing for?
Boo, says the crowd. In the air, shallow center field. Martin coming on, going to drop right in front of Martin and Jones. It'll be a 2-out single for Benintendi.
The guy puts the ball in play all around the diamond. He pulls it, he hits the opposite. He gets a little dinker right here. But they want that ball.
There's some significance to that base hit. Here is Bogarts.
Yeah, top of the order. It's they're in the meat of the order again.
Xander's ground ball scored a run. That was back in the 5th. Runner will take second without a throw. Strike called on Bogarts.
Greeny throwing a lot of strikes. That's a good sign. Definitely fresh. Had some time off.
Here's the 0-1. Bouncing ball back up the middle should do it. Redirected. Machado has it. And the Tigers will win the final game in this series. They ride a 5-run first to a 7-2 win. Now we send you to the Coliseum Studios. Mickey York, Rod Allen with Tigers Live Post.